fishing pole, subscribe on his channel, and go on the Peeler and watch his channel. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. We do a video. It's subscribe on the channel.
What's going on, fishing friends? Just real quick, I want to cover one existing thing and then one new thing. Obviously, John from Jab Bassin is a good friend of mine. If you want to get any of the baits that you've seen me showcase or anything else that is in his lineup, you can find them here. And then also his channel is here. And then a new thing that I'm doing over here is I've worked out a deal with a guy at basslegends.net that you will see here, whose customer service relationship with me has, this dude went the extra mile just to cover shipping costs with the little mix-up that we had in an online order from his eBay store, which is at Hayton Glass. I'll show y'all a screenshot of that here. And instead of giving me the $5.80 that it cost me to return the wrong speed reel, the dude gave me a pack of Berkley Lil Generals Power Bait Max Scent, which we all know how hot those are and not easy to get, and 3 different weights of Ned heads. So I'd pretty much say we're above square on the $5.80 of the shipping costs, and then obviously return the right speed reel. My jerkbait reel's on the way out, so I've had it a long time. One quick thing I do want to slip in there is that the Arc Lancer Pros are on sale right now, so I think they're coming out with like a bunch of new line or just new rods in general, or they wouldn't be on sale. But that's the jerkbait rod I use, is the Lancer Pro. But getting back to the basslegends.net, if you want to go and check out their inventory, they got some hard to find stuff in stock. They got some, stuff that if you just are, want to go elsewhere than Tackle Warehouse and Cabela's, which we all kind of get sick of shopping the same places. I'll spend my money wherever, number one, has good customer service, and number two, has the items in stock, and I don't gotta wait a year for a back order. So basslegends.net has set up a landing page. If you just put Brian10, my name Brian 10, you get 10% off your order. Free shipping over $50, just like TW, just like a lot of the other major tackle distributors. So again, that is Brian10 at basslegends.net. Also, if you're shopping for an eBay reel, it's at Hayton Glass. Dude, good dude. Like I said, customer service goes a long way with me, and this guy was on point. He already had my money, even though there's, guarantees and stuff. I don't know how that could have went, but something just told me to, trust him and just go with it. And, he more than came through on his word. And so we decided to work out a partnership, not a sponsorship, but a partnership, so we can all, take advantage of getting 10% off. So I just want to let you all know. Enjoy. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show. Entering fall transition, I just want to stress the importance of structure being, structure is always important, but docks. This is usually where like I can really put some decent patterns together with docks. It might not always be like a power presentation or a strictly finesse presentation. It could be a mix of the two, but it'll always be oriented around either a posted stationary dock, a floating dock, some kind of dock, because they just orient around docks. This time of year for me, it's an easy way for me to, being an angler who's usually on the back deck, know what to target, either parallel them or target at different sectors. The part that'll be closest to the deeper water with the quick access, or dirt shallow, however you want to do it. But docks are where it's at this time of year for me. I was able to pick one off here. You'll see with the Karls Trashmaster Jig, and what I was using for a trailer was a Sapphire Blue Bass Pro Shops River Bug, and my intention was just to cover all the full color spectrum of pumpkin seed, a bluegill, panfish of some sort, being that that's the main forage in City Park left this time of year, because the water is still way too warm for any trout to be alive, and they're not in there anymore. They've all been caught, harvested, and or died off. So and there's grass carp in there now too. So, and we were also able to parallel that floating dock that sits in the deep end of City Park with the Ned Rig. And I mean, I've literally targeted around that dock all summer, throwing top water. I did miss one walking a bullet pop paralleling that dock. I had him hooked up and he come off. I mean, I've drop shot at it 90 trillion times, but yesterday it paid off. It showed me that they were really orienting themselves to it, because it's an easy ambush point. The water's probably a couple degrees cooler up under there at all times of the day. It's a constant shade spot, to whereas I've been down there at all different types of the day, and you really have to follow those shade lines around to figure out where you're gonna fish. And if those spots are already taken, then you're screwed. You're just standing out in the heat. So check it out. I'll give you example one first. Nothing big here, but it's just the simple fact of, everything is oriented around targeting that floating dock down there at City Park. So enjoy. Let's try the old Trashmaster. I put a pretty colorful trailer on it, but as you can see, it's pretty unique. You just screw right into the keeper there, and then to expose it, go back into the meat a little bit so she's weedless. And what's cool about these Bass Pro Shops River Bugs is, like, in the winter, if you want your trailer to do nothing, you just leave them pinchers attached. But if you want some, some movement, you just pull them apart. That's all. Oh, I just got here, bud. Yeah. Throwing a little jig and a Ned rig around. Trying to catch them.
You fished here before?
Yeah, I've caught some big fish here.
Really?
Yeah.
What's big?
5-pound largemouth just a couple weeks ago out of that other corner right there. Yeah.
That is big.
It's on my channel. It's called Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guy with GoPro?
Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show.
I'll look you up.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, dude.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, man.
No clue there fish that big in here.
Yeah, there's some tubby ones, man.
All I've ever caught was freaking bluegill.
Oh, yeah, there's some big bass in here.
Maybe a small bass.
Yeah, there's some big ones. Don't let the city park kid you.
I guess they got all the food in the world and no one's really taking them home, so.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope nobody takes them home. I mean, that. Plus, they feed on them trout when they put trout in here in the colder months. You know, bass love trout. They'll eat them little trout like it's nothing.
I'm sure they're really easy to catch too because they're, they're stocked, so they're not.
Yeah.
They're not running around trying to avoid it.
Right.
Well, good luck. You have a good one.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for looking into my channel. Yeah! Hey, bud! The Trashmaster. All right. That guy just brought me some luck. Buddy, you like that jig, didn't ya? Didn't ya? I seen you skirting away with my line. And I reeled down and cracked you, didn't I? You ain't the biggest fish, but hey, jig bite. That's what we was going after, was that jig bite. Show the folks at home. All right, buddy. Yeah. Pulled him out from underneath the shade in the dock, man. The old Trashmaster. And I had it, you seen it, I had it, text posed, like buried back in there so we could keep this presentation weedless. And I seen him running away with my line. And luckily this is an 8-speed reel, so it didn't take much to reel down on him and just crack him, and I got him good, man. He wasn't coming off. Man, I love a jig bite. I love a jig bite, and I'm not a good jig fisherman, you guys. I'm not. That's why I'm forcing myself to throw jigs more, because the quality fish you get throwing a jig is usually pretty good, whether it's a flipping jig, a casting jig, finesse jig, swim jig. But you really got to watch your line, man. And I guess they want the drag around. This trailer doesn't have much action to it, but I wanted it to mimic with the trailer and the skirt. I'm going to show you guys. I just wanted to cover all the bases of a panfish, of a bluegill, which is their main forage. So we got pretty much all that in the skirt. And then I guess the Sapphire River Bug, which this is a Bass Pro Shops product. It's called the River Bug. And I just wanted to have a little bit of drawing power and have the option to leave it a no action, or at least a little bit of flapping with the you know, pulling the pinchers apart. Awesome. Alright guys, and in this second example, I chose to go with a Ned rig, being that with my first bite, you know, being on a jig bite, that I figured they were feeding down and they were willing to, you know, scoop up a presentation up off the bottom, or at least in mid hop or however. But I thought a Ned rig would suffice, and I was tired too, so I really didn't feel like rigging up a drop shot. You guys have seen me drop shot, you know, 11 billion times. You guys know that I'm halfway decent at throwing the drop shot. But don't get me wrong, if I would have had trouble coaxing one from underneath there, I would have rigged it up and done it. But I had some confidence in the Ned rig, and I chose to go with just a regular TRD in California craw, which you will see here. I think it's a very natural color choice for high visibility water conditions, and I was going with which I've grown to like, the Lunkerhunt 1/4 ounce weedless Ned heads, which you will see here. If you are using a neutrally buoyant Ned bait, the way the Lunkerhunts and the Half Moon Berkeley Ned heads are shaped, it really does allow those baits to stand right up off the bottom if they are neutrally buoyant. Now if you're throwing something like a Senko cut in half, or a Little General, or something along those lines of the Ned presentations that are not neutrally buoyant, which means they'll fall over. They're not a floating bait, so they're not trying to float up with a head that's holding them down to get them to stick straight up off the bottom. I'll go with a different head, or a lighter head especially. But you know, if you guys haven't tried the Lunkerhunt, give them a try. And they come in a bunch of different colors and stuff. Like the one I used was a green pumpkin, so it paired up well with the Cali Craw. Just a good pairing. If I'm using something like here's one that I like. If I'm throwing the big TRD in the deal, I'll use the Lunkerhunt 1/4 ounce Ned head in white, and it just gives me an all-around bait fish presentation. But in this case, it was more that crawdad look that I was going for, being that I had already discovered, you know, that they were on to a jig bite. So check it out. Hey, little dude, what's going on? You wanted that Ned rig, huh, buddy? Yeah, little twofer. One on the jig, one on the Ned rig. Hold on, boss. I know, buddy, you probably never been caught before. Now you're gonna start bleeding because you was under the tongue. Yep, see? Whenever they go under the tongue like that, you gotta get them back in the water. Other way, boss. Other way. There you go, buddy. Silly rabbit. So if you guys have watched my channel, there is a main blood vessel if they ever spin the bait and get hooked in the bottom jaw, and it's right underneath what you would consider their tongue, there is a main blood vessel under there, and 9 times out of 10 you'll see the blood start running. As soon as you remove the hook and open up the hole, you'll see the blood start running out of one of the sides of the gills. Get that fish back in the water as fast as you can, because it'll clot up and that fish will be fine. He or she will live to be caught another day. Alright guys, so I know, yes, I do have a boat. No, the weather has not been stable enough for me to have opportunities with work and everything to get it out a lot. The first time I tried to take it out by myself, I ended up getting caught in some really bad weather, and I got both my truck and my boat stuck. I got a work schedule to work around, and now I got a pretty torn up knee from trying to show a buddy of mine's son some of the old ground game from my days of regular conventional wrestling, collegiate wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. So knee pads and sweatpants help when you're trying to roll on carpet. So and so does stretching when you get to be my age. But anyways, there will be boat footage sooner than later. Just hang tight with me, guys. But if you do have the opportunity to target either a floating or stationary bank, dock from the bank, should I say, there will be bass near or under it, especially if it is offering them shade and quick access to deep water. You can bet your bottom dollar that there will be some bass around it or under it. Feel free to skip a Senko up under there, skip a frog up under there. If you're good at skipping, throw something up under there. If not, throw something near it, target it, pepper it, parallel it, however you want to do it. But now's the time to start working those docks, guys. So I hope these tips and tricks, a little bit of technique, was informative as much as it was entertaining. And we will see you on the next episode. This is Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show. Out for now. Just for now.